But at the time they were dating. Did you know that?
Oh, shut your mouth.
They
Were
were
they
they were
really?
yeah, they were together for a long time and everyone hated that they were together and then they decided to do a movie together and now they're not together. So, we'll see.
Interesting.
I don't know if those things are connected, but those are the timeline of events and now they're not together and
Oh
this
my
movie's coming out.
god. Interesting. And I'm wearing this dumbass sweater, like the worst sweater that I have. 'Cause I'm
You
also,
think that's the worst sweater that you have and that's not a bad looking sweater?
well, the reason why is because just this part. You're probably gonna have to block this out. It's
Does
Dutch
it say
Bros.
Dutch Bros? It's coffee? Wow.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
a nice salmon color?
It is. It is a sound. It is a. It is a nice salmon color.
We're both wearing very out there colors. You're wearing salmon and I'm wearing yellow.
Yeah.
It's like very interesting.
Oh, there we go. I forgot to turn on the light. That's up to my taste right there.
There we go.
There we go.
If anyone's wondering, Justin is very, very highly aware of his surroundings all the time.
I am. I'm always
He's like,
like,
I got to be in the right space to speak.
well, also like I feel like at the moment, like when I'm like setting up, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm comfortable right here. This is
Turn the
perfect.
camera on.
And then I turn the camera on, I'm looking at you and I'm just like, oh, you know what? This might not be the bright area.
So,
I mean, I like the spot in the dining room. Like I'm really taking the liking to that spot. I just need to throw some posters right here or something. This might be the new spot right here.
yeah,
I'm
it could
comfy.
be. Yeah, it looks good.
I'm comfy right now. Look at this. Watch this.
You're like, it's a real guest spot right there. You're just,
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here.
I see. I need some action coming up over here because
Yeah.
then me sitting like this won't feel so weird.
Just
'Cause
tiny.
if I sit like this the entire time, like this makes me just feel like with
If
nothing up
someone to
here,
watch the video right now, I'm just like this, and you're like this. It's just like,
with nothing up here right now, and me just sitting like this, I look like I really don't give a about history of popcorn anymore.
you're just like, you're not even in the frame. You just talk. It's just a blank thing. I have the mic.
That's funny.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I think you and I are all situated now.
Yeah. No, I'm comfy.
All right. Cool. Me too. I'm comfy for the most part, I guess. Yeah. Let's do this episode, huh? Huh?
Let's do it.
All right. Hello,
All right,
ladies
Jay.
and gentlemen. Um, welcome to History of Popcorn. I've had a brain fart for a second. We are a podcast that celebrates all things movies. Oh, I forgot the main thing. Let me backtrack. Okay.
Backtrack that bitch. You
Welcome
better
to
keep this
History
though.
of
I don't want
Popcorn.
you. I don't want you to edit this out.
Everyone already knows how bad I am at the intros, so
No.
yeah, it's a given. No, they don't know that. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. I have
Let's
it
do
all.
this.
I have it written down on two, like right in front of me.
Yeah,
I
no,
still
you got
mess it
this.
up. Okay. Welcome to History of Popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. Consider this your secret public movie club. We are a podcast that celebrates all things movies. We give you the latest industry news as fresh and organic as we can. We do movie reviews and we react to, well, that's a new segment, but we react to stuff now on the internet. We have new episodes every week. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And we have visual episodes on YouTube. So if you're looking at us, hello. Hello.
Hi,
We are your hosts. I'm Elijah.
I'm Justin.
And if you happen to hear any snaps, crackles, or pops, or see anything visually disturbing, it's because we do our sessions through Zoom. Through Zoom! I can't hear myself. You are sessions through Zoom.
Dude, through Zerm. That's
And we're happy
like
to be here.
like back in the day.
Ermagerd.
The Nickelodeon shows and
Everything,
they couldn't do like apples, so they had pear.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they had all like I remember that from Drake and Josh. They had
Yeah.
all those the whole
If they
segment.
don't have they can't do Zoom, so it's gonna be Zerm.
Yeah, we do our sessions through Zoom. Wow, that was probably one of the worst intros I've ever done.
I honestly I loved every second
Um,
because I don't have to do it.
we haven't done
Yeah.
movie news in so long.
If not,
We've had specials. We had our countdown from our favorite movies, and now we're doing
Mhm.
another countdown, which is our most anticipated movies of 2023.
mm-hmm.
And then our last episode was the Oscars and Razzies. So we haven't done movie news and we haven't done the actual show in a while. But I think next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program with movie news, hopefully.
I love it.
So yeah, as I just said, we're doing our most anticipated list of this year as we count down our favorites from last year. Do you have all 10 movies then?
I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Yes, I do. I have 10.
Yay.
Yeah.
I had 10 and then I had 15 and then I changed them all up. Now I have 10 again.
Well, I did this one. So I did this one on the 8th of January.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah.
some of these
So
I'm looking at and I'm like, oh.
you think some of them already came out in January?
No, one of them is coming out like
Like,
very, very soon.
okay.
And another one, I'm trying to remember what it is because I was
Yeah.
like going through the
List,
stuff.
yeah.
So, this is gonna be interesting. And some of these, I'm kind of like, oh man, I clearly don't know what I'm doing. But
Yeah, that's what I was like too because you and I went through the same list of the releases of 2023. Not every single release of the year's coming out or was on that list. So there are going to
hmm
be surprises where me and Justin are like, "Oh yeah, I was looking forward to that" because we
yeah,
follow a lot of stories throughout years. Like the Pale Blue Eye, which is already out now on Netflix.
yeah,
That was like on one of our first episodes 2 years ago almost. And it was on my most anticipated list. I thought I would have seen it by now, but I took it off my list. So there are a lot that are like they cross our mind, and they'll probably come up again later on in later episodes. But for right
later in the
now, in the
future.
month of January, this is the list that we have for official release dates or just things that we knew from the top of our heads.
hmm
Um, so yeah, let's begin this countdown. We each
Let's
have 10
do it.
movies. We're going to try not to spend too much time on all of them
hmm
because we don't want to have you listen to this for 4 hours thinking it's a Joe Rogan podcast because it's not. We are better than that.
We are better than that. Thank God you said something. I always
um,
say whenever I'm doing shows, you can tell there's some people, especially open mics, there's some people that you can tell that just listen to one Joe Rogan podcast and said, I can do this.
starting a podcast is a very strange endeavor. The
It
only reason
is.
I started a podcast with you, like the only reason I went out to seek Justin to be my partner in being a podcaster is because I just enjoy talking to Justin about movies, and that was all our friendship. So it was like
hmm
it was never like I need people to know my opinions, you know? Like I
Right.
don't feel that way. I don't think anyone should be like take my word as whatever because that's
No.
not at all what we're trying to do here. We're trying to
No.
enjoy and share enjoyment and include people in just conversations that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least we're talking about movies. It's not like we had a podcast like talking about, let's talk about the latest presidential election.
Yeah, and stuff. Yeah, I
At
mean,
least people like with us, like the most controversy I think we ever gotten was on our Elvis review.
it
And it
could
was
have been.
just
Yeah,
actually no, the most controversial thing I think was our very first episode when you said that you never seen Halloween Town.
there's a lot that happens a lot, and that's the prime example of like you have a movie podcast, but you haven't seen all these movies. It's like, yeah, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just saying I
Right.
love the ones that I love. But that happens. That'll
Yeah.
happen a lot, and yeah.
Hey, fuck him.
So yeah, like I said, we're not going to try to spend too much time on this as we get
No.
sidetracked.
Right.
So the way we're going to do this is me and Justin are just going to go back and forth. What is that? What is that?
What happened?
You have a thing next to you. That's a dog. Okay.
Oh, I don't know what that
It looked
is.
like just like a thick tail thing, and I couldn't tell what it was because it was coming in backward. It looked like.
That's
Finally, I
so
saw its head.
What is that?
Little
What
pup.
is that? Yeah, that's my roommate's dog. She is 1,000 years old. She hates it when I say
Oh
whenever I bring
yeah, I
people
remember we
over.
talked about
I think
that.
I've mentioned it before. Whenever I bring people over, I'm always like, and they see her, I'm like, be careful.
Yeah,
Like,
she could break.
yeah, she could break any moment. My roommate's
Yeah.
always like, Justin, that's not funny.
All right, so yeah, the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna go back and forth, one and one and one and one until we reach all 10. My list is just it's in order of when it comes out. So the latest one is first, and the
Mhm.
one that comes out toward the end of the year is at the end. So that's how I did mine.
Yeah, I did it. I mean, I think I did mine in a similar way too, because I did
Yeah,
just go down the list that
because
we
the
had.
list we saw was just by month and date.
Yeah. So yeah, most likely mine's the same.
Okay, let's get
Watch
started.
us just have the same exact ones.
I think we might have at least one or two. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
have two.
Okay.
I'm gonna call two. I'm gonna say we have two of the same ones.
Okay. Okay. I'll match
This
up.
one, I think you're going to be a little disappointed in me, Justin, just because. I mean,
I don't know. We'll see.
thank you. Thank you for just hearing me out.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
This first one is Knock at the Cabin, the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Okay.
Yeah. See, okay, but
no, I won't judge. I'm gonna hear you out first.
okay, so I just started reading the book it's based on, and that's
Oh,
why
I didn't know it was based on a book.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought it was based on a comic book, but it's based on an actual novel. It's not super long, but the thing that interested me that M. Night Shyamalan is doing is the fact that, or in that movie, is the fact that it's not fully M. Night Shyamalan. You know, he's
Yeah.
not the one who's like concocting the whole thing and being like,
Right.
he's not going to M. Night Shyamalan it. Well, maybe he
Right.
might. Maybe the
Well,
writer
yeah,
will
we
let him
don't
do
know.
because that's what I mean. I'm saying this, but this is exactly what he did with Old, which was also an adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
So it can also not go very well because I did not like that movie, Old.
Mm-hmm.
But the Knock on the Cabin, the concept seems a lot more intriguing to me than the other one, than
Mhm.
Old. The other one seemed too M. Night Shyamalan-y, and this one seems very interesting. So The Cabin in the Woods is my number 1 out of 10. I guess I'll go
Mhm.
backwards. Number 10
Right.
is Knock on the Cabin.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. I might not like it, but I'm anticipating it a lot because I'm interested in the
Yeah.
technology that he's using too. If you guys have followed at all of what M. Night Shyamalan's been saying about it, they said that they've been using technology for the movie that's been out of date and not even manufactured anymore, like lenses and
Interesting.
stuff. So I'm interested to see that aspect.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like the trailers. I mean, like I think it still like looks like a dumb M. Night Shyamalan movie, but some of the shots in it look pretty cool, and the cast is cool. You and I talk about Dave Bautista just being like we just with so much respect for him, even if the movie's not good. I still have respect for the guy.
I'm indifferent still. Yeah, it takes me a while to really like an actor. Like I just started to like Adam Driver, and I didn't realize that I've been watching Adam Driver for like over 10 years now.
Yeah,
like young Adam Driver. Wow, I didn't realize.
So yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Adam Driver. That's funny you said that. All right, my first one, I will say, well, my last to first, which this is one of the ones I'm like, because the reviews came out and they're not good. And before, when I put this on the list, there was only one teaser trailer for it, and the teaser made me laugh so hard. And it's Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah, that was on my list, but I took it off.
Yeah, you people.
Netflix You People. Yeah.
When that first teaser came out, I was like, this looks hilarious because that in general, I was like, this is good. And then the second trailer came out, and then the reviews came out, and I was like, okay. But I still kept on the list because it's a great cast. There's David Duchovny, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Jonah Hill wrote the movie too, which he hasn't written a movie since mid 90s, which was a great movie. So I'm still keeping it's only early reviews. There's only been a few reviews out.
I haven't seen any reviews, but yeah, it did look a little better than I thought it would.
Yeah. I'm just like, you and I have talked, Elijah and I talk about Kenya Barris, and we still don't really know where to put our finger on the guy, because I think Blackish is like, I haven't seen all of it, but what I have seen is like a funny, great show. But
I think Kenya Barris is a really good example of write what you know, and he's writing what he knows so well, and he hasn't really gone outside of that sort of thing, like in a world like he's doing the Wizard of Oz movie, which
I heard about that.
Yeah, we talked about it in the episode a long time ago, but like they asked him about it recently, and they're like, well, it all started with him wanting to remake The Wiz, and they're like, well, you should just remake The Wizard of Oz then. So that's how the whole thing came out. So I think The Wizard of Oz is going to be the thing where we're like, oh, okay, is going to see what Kenya Barris can do, because that's so far outside of kind of him.
Yeah, so I still had it to my list because I'm just interested, and I think it's still a great cast, and I just want to see Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill just each other too.
Yeah, I've missed Jonah Hill, and
I miss exactly. That's another thing. Is like I just miss him not taking himself too seriously, like because I think recently he has been like very like.
But I mean, I think he's needed to. Kind of,
right?
Because he's also not doing press anymore because of anxiety and stuff. So it's like he really started to focus on the things that are important to him, and I think it's including like doing comedies and stuff that make him happy.
Yeah. So I mean, like, let's
hopefully
see how it goes.
That's me reading into it. Like, I think Jonah Hill is doing things to make himself happy, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm excited for that one. Well, kind of. It's a
Yeah,
story we've
right.
seen, but like you said, we're excited for Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Just mainly the cast. Yeah.
This next one is Creed 3, March
I
3rd.
got that one on mine. So that's our
This one, this one is
first
very
similarity right
exciting.
there.
Um, I think it's cool that Michael B. Jordan is taking the directing chair. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's funny that Sylvester Stallone is pissed off that he's not in it. It's,
Mm-hmm.
but I like that Michael B. Jordan is going and doing his own story now, finally, because
Mm-hmm.
I think having a good boxing movie like that is just could be crucial to his career, and just it could be a really defining moment for Michael B. Jordan in the best way.
Totally.
And I think it will be awesome. And not to mention Jonathan Majors, who's one of my top
Yeah.
favorite actors since I saw him in Last Black Man in San Francisco. Like,
Yep.
I'm so excited about his career exploding. So
Yeah.
Creed 3 is going to be awesome, I think.
That's perfect because that's the next one I was talking about. Because I didn't like Creed 2 too much. And the reason why I didn't was because Sylvester Stallone put his
Yeah.
he put his take on it. The reason why Creed was so good, in my opinion, was that he was just in it.
It was
And
a
that was
Creed
it.
movie with Sylvester.
Yeah.
And then the other one became Creed and I almost said Rambo, Creed and Rambo, but Creed and Rocky. Yeah.
Yeah, because then he brought back somebody that I don't know. Like I it just didn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
And when I heard about Creed 3, I was like, I don't know. And him direct Michael B. Jordan directing, I was like, all right, like maybe. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, now that looks like this is like what Creed
Yeah, that's like
2 should have
that's like
been.
the feeling of triumph, like which is
Yeah,
what Creed 2 was trying to do. And I feel like we're going
yeah.
to feel that way more in this one.
And I think it's just a better take. And yeah, especially him being like upset about it. You can understand. You can understand because it's like his baby and everything, but also it's like, dude, like what you said with the first Creed was that like the reason why you just respected these guys' like different take on these characters and you just ran with it. That was what was good about it, is that he ran with it. And then yeah, then he got nominated for all these awards and he was like, oh, I'm back, baby. And then it up a little bit, but we'll see. I agree with you though. I think I'm excited for that. I'm at least very curious, and have Michael B. Jordan to not be like phoning it in and like being like I want to take the helm on this is pretty exciting.
So my next one is Scream 6. I had to keep it on my list. I had to keep it. I almost took it off a couple of times, but it's like I want to have hope that this movie is going to leave off and can give me a better taste for the franchise. Like Scream 5 or 5 Cream, the last one, Scream 2022.
5 Cream.
The viral name, yeah. It didn't make me want more, and it didn't make me hate the series. Scream 4 made me want more. Scream 5 did not. Scream 6, I'm hoping, gives me this new, I don't know, breath of fresh air for this movie. I mean, I'm hearing interesting things about it. Like, it takes place all in one night. It's just one long chase scene between multiple ghost faces and all the survivors and sort of thing. So it's going to be really adrenaline fueled, kind of like, it's going to be Scream meets Good Time, I think. And it's just going to be a consistent chase. And I think that could be really, really cool, especially because it's in New York. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But from the trailer, we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, your review for it was very. I loved watching you watch the trailer because you're like, I want to like this so bad.
Yeah, I want to like it. I want to.
That's the best.
I just don't like the main character. That's what I said in the reaction too. You and I, we're just the most emotional parts of the movie just didn't work because of the main actress. What's her name right now? I can't think of it. Not Tara or Jenna Ortega. It's
not Jenna. It's the girl that was in
the older sister
in Into the Heights. That like, and the reason why In the Heights, when you and I were like talking about that movie, and we
were like, oh,
movie, but her performance in it is just so stiff.
Yeah, and that was before Scream too. So we're like, oh no, I can't remember her name.
Melissa Barrera.
Yeah, Melissa Barrera. She's not good at doing the emotional stuff.
No,
Jenna Ortega is, but I don't know. There's some other details that I like about this Scream movie, but yeah. Scream. I have to put it on my list.
I mean, like, I get it, and like I totally understand. I did not. I thought about it for a second, but if you and I did a worst movies of 2022, like, I keep like trying to adjust everything. I definitely after a while, like thinking about that last Scream movie, I put it on my list because I just thought it was just so just the entire twist, like it's a little spoiler, but the entire twist of like
It's been out for a year.
her character, right? I
Right.
know, but her character being Skeet Ultridge, daughter.
Billy's daughter, yeah.
Yeah, I just the Billy Loomis's daughter, and like the last line that she gives in the movie, I was like, made me cringe so hard.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those moments in a movie where like, or just in a franchise that you really love, and you just see somebody else take it that's not from the original creators, the original director or writer, and you can see like why they think it's so clever, but you're just as a fan, you're just like, I get it, but it's just not. It's just really, really not, and it's actually pretty. It's more annoying the more and more you think about it. But so I think, yeah, Scream 6, like the trailer just in general, I do like the entire thing of like one of the ghost faces like just having a shotgun. For some reason, I was like, if they just go really stupid with it, then it. Let's see how stupid we can get. But for me, I'm just like, I don't know, like this entire new little trilogy, this new whatever they're gonna do is it's just I don't know.
Do you think anyone in the future is gonna make an actual Stab movie and just have it be like way over the top?
See, that's what I think. Like
Stab 7.
I think that's that'd be a better, more interesting idea than like doing whatever the we're doing right now, because like you and I said, like I think that the characters from the new Scream movie they just aren't interesting. Like I don't care about them. It's like watching the new that 90s show. I got through the first episode. The best parts about it are
all the nostalgia, bringing
the original characters being together, and then you get to these new characters, and it's just like it's not that, it's just like you can tell they're having fun, but it's just like I don't necessarily like them.
I know what you mean. I agree with you, but I have to put Scream on because I have hope that it's going to wake up my, I don't know, I just want to like it.
Well, yeah, no, I totally understand why you put it on there. I mean, like we said before too, like Scream was one of the main things that brought me and Elijah together too. So I mean, like, hey, we got to always bring up Scream.
yeah. This was almost a Scream podcast, so not actually. It was almost a Scream podcast or a Pete Davidson podcast or a Nicolas Cage podcast.
Right.
We had a few options.
Yeah. So my next one is probably going to be either the greatest movie of all time or probably the worst, and it's Cocaine Bear.
Okay. Yeah.
The trailer for it is absolutely amazing.
Yes. I think you described it perfectly by saying what you said about it seems like an early director's work.
James Gunn.
Yeah. Who Elizabeth Banks worked with, right?
Yeah. Elizabeth Banks worked with him on Slither.
Yeah.
And this definitely gave a lot of Slither vibes.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I mean, like James Gunn in the beginning of his career was like this super, super crazy ass mofo.
Didn't he make Super?
He made Super. Yeah. Yeah, no, he did. He like Slither and Super are two of the weirdest, craziest movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh yeah.
And this movie, like just the trailer, I'm just like, this seems like it has those vibes, but also it's Elizabeth Banks direction. So I really want it to be good. And there's some CGI spots on the bear that I'm kind of like, hey.
Yeah.
But if the movie just goes all out like it did, like the part where young Solo, what's his name again? Alden
Ehrenreich or whatever.
Just him just explain that a bear did cocaine just made me laugh so hard. Yeah, that just made me laugh so fucking hard. And a lot of the trailer made me laugh very hard. So it's like it's one of those movies where it's like, is this gonna be an idea where it's like it could have been a better like 30-minute short film, or is this
it got pitched to Funny or Die First?
Yeah.
Something
or is it going to be like one of those movies where it just drags on for a little too long? We never know. But so far, that trailer, I watched that trailer so many times, and I've had a lot of people send me the trailer and like talk to me about the trailer. This was like something that was nonstop. Like even customers that I don't like even talk to like too much, don't even know that I like movies. They just know that I put movies on at work. And it's like, do you see a trailer for this one movie with a bear that does cocaine? So it's like it clearly has gotten everybody's attention too.
Yeah,
it's not even just mine. And Yeah, no, I think it looks hilarious, and also it's the last Ray Liotta performance too, so
Yeah,
we
which
got
is
to
going to
give
be
him that.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, he has
Um,
like Elvis hair and shit.
yeah, that was one of the first movies we talked about on the podcast, and it is not
Hmm.
what I expected. Like I knew it was going to be a comedy, but it's a really out there comedy. Like it's
Yeah.
it's it's a hyperbolic comedy. Like the bear's
Hmm.
fully CGI'd and has like facial expressions. It's going to be pretty funny. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there's a segment where the bear talks. And
Well, see, this was like what Kangaroo Jack I think was supposed to be
yeah, 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 yeah.
until the studio came in and they were like, you know what, never mind, let's
Make it
make
for
this a full on,
kids.
yeah, let's make
Yeah.
this a full on family movie.
The funny thing is, my sister and her husband saw the trailer for Cocaine Bear for the first time in a theater, and they both looked at each other and they're like, "Can you say that in a movie? Can you call a movie Cocaine Bear?" And they like looked at me and they're like, "Is that really what it's called, Cocaine Bear?" And they're like, "They put that on posters?" And I was like, "Yes." And then they're like whispering amongst themselves, and they look back at me and they're like, "We just realized we're old because of how appalled we were by the title." They're just like, "We're old. We get upset by the word cocaine on things." It's like, "Yeah, you're pretty old if you're offended by just the word cocaine." Uh,
That's hilarious.
that's a good one. Cocaine Bear was going to be on my list until I saw the trailer, and I was like, "Okay, I know what to expect out of this now."
Yeah.
A lot of these movies are what are movies that I don't know what to expect, but I am very
Hmm.
excited for Cocaine Bear. That's a good one. It looks really hilarious. My
Hmm.
next one is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
That's my next one too. So there we go.
Hell yeah. So this one is Justin and I talk about Into the Spider-Verse so often. It was one of those movies that when we saw it, it felt like seeing a superhero movie for the first time. We got
Hmm.
those chills, and it was such a good origin story. So the fact that Phil Lord and Chris Miller are producing the sequel with some really really talented directors attached and visual directors is going to be amazing. Um, and it's the second of three. Who knows where the third one's going to go? Who knows what this is going to connect to? Hopefully, Sony figures something out. But Spider-Man into or Across the Spider-Verse, the sequel, is going to be very good. I think it got delayed, but it's here finally this
Yeah,
year.
no, I recently watched this video on somebody talking about the like how the phase four of MCU is like failing right now, like
Oh yeah,
majorly.
yeah.
And the only good movie, like only actual good movie was Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh really? That's what they're saying.
Well, this
Interesting.
is just in the video, just being like
Right,
talking
right,
about
right.
that and being like, isn't that crazy? Like that Sony is like taking like the upper hand right now with like
With
these
their
Marvel movies.
plans, maybe. Yeah.
Besides Morbius, of course, but I mean like just with Spider-Man, just with like that character,
Mhm.
like with into the Spider-Verse and just the Spider-Man overall. But I yeah no I can't wait for the movie. Like I can't say anything. I mean like that's probably like if like I was really numbering these down, like that would probably be my number one most
Yeah.
anticipated movie right now.
Yeah.
Because
Luckily,
that first
that
one
was
like
going to
blew
be a
my mind.
Christmas release, but I think they moved it to the summer, which is cool.
Yeah, no,
We
then we
already
can
would
get
have
it we
saw
can
it
get
last
sooner.
Christmas, but I'm okay with them delaying it because if they have to delay it, then it means they just only are going to make it better, and it's
Oh
not
yeah,
actually.
yeah, that's right. It's supposed to come out
It
last
was
year.
supposed to come out in December last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 that's right.
So we should have seen it by now, and everyone's like, and everyone's freaking out because they announced the two-parter. But it's coming out now, June 2nd. So that's a good
Yeah.
date, right?
Yeah, no, that's a great date.
So yeah, that was my 10, 9, 8. So that was my 7.
That was my seven as well.
All right. So it's my turn again then, isn't it? This next one doesn't have a trailer. It was announced a while ago, but I am interested in this because I have no idea what it's going to look like. Could be announced really soon, but it's called Strays. Have you heard of this?
Yes, but remind me.
It is about dogs. It's an animated movie about dogs, and it's
Uh-huh.
it's rated R. Um, it says an abandoned dog teams up with other strays to get revenge on his former owner, and this is the cast: Will Ferrell, Isla Fisher, Randall Park, Will Forte, and Jamie Foxx. All are gonna play dogs. Maybe not all of them, but I think that's a pretty good cast for an animated R-rated stray dog movie. Let's see who
Yeah.
Josh. The director is Josh Greenbaum. What has he done? He did Bob and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. So he's directing the movie.
Ooh, I love that movie.
Directed Some New Girl. Yeah, so this movie is what I'm looking forward to. It's called Strays, and it comes out on June 9th.
Like, okay, okay, okay. I've definitely heard of that movie.
All
So this
right.
next one I got is a weird one. And I had to like that's why I was on my phone for a second because I was I was trying to remember what it is. But A Good Person. You heard about this one?
A Good Person.
A Good Person. It's
Who's it
directed.
star?
It stars Florence Pugh and Morgan Freeman,
Oh, yeah, I saw the trailer. I think I saw the trailer for this. Is there
and
a
it's
trailer?
directed by Zach Braff. Yeah,
There's a trailer, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did see this. Okay.
I saw
Cool.
this trailer like not too long ago, and like it's like you and I have talked about Zach Braff a lot.
Yes.
And I've like there's a whole ass thing about me not liking Zach Braff that all my coworkers love to remind me of that you posted
Oh yeah, we
on
had
the
the whole
YouTube.
rant. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole rant
Um
on
but I saw the trailer for this movie and I was like, this looks like it could be really fucking good.
it.
And
Yeah.
then I found out it was directed by Zach Braff, and I was like, what? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
And
one
you
of
know what
those
else I
damn
found
it
out?
moments.
Well, not even like because I
Really?
mean, like I still like listen. In the end, I still do like.
Is it
Garden
written by
State.
him or did he just? Oh yeah, I love Garden State. You
Yeah,
can't go
I
wrong
mean,
with that.
I think he's just directing it.
But okay. Oh no, he wrote it too, written and directed by.
Okay, yeah. Well, hey, no, hey, to each their own. I mean, as long as
Yeah.
it's not as bad as Wish I Was Here, and the best thing that he's got is Florence Pugh,
Yeah.
because Florence Pugh is like even with her doing "Don't Worry, Darling," which was
She was the
meh,
best part though.
she was the best part about that entire movie, and the way that the story is, like the way that the trailer was, like it's like this, it's like funny, but it's tragic. It's just the something that I think that Zach Braff really needs to like focus on. The fact that he's not starring in it too, I think really helps.
Right. I mean, it does
helps
help,
me.
but at the time they were dating. Did you know that? Florence Pugh and Zach Braff.
Oh, shut your mouth.
They
Were
were
you really?
they were together for a long time and everyone hated that they were together and then they decided to do a movie together and now they're not together. So we'll see.
Interesting.
I don't know if those things are connected, but those are the timeline of events and now they're not together and
Oh
this
my
movie's coming out.
God. Interesting.
I mean,
did
if
not
I
know
was
about
dating
that.
Florence Pugh too, I'd want her to be in one of my movies too. I'd be like,
Oh yeah.
I need to write you something. Like you're here with me.
Yeah, I need
Like,
this gorgeous person who can actually act and
yeah.
like be like do like anything like comedy,
So
drama.
if that influences your take on it, who knows? But I am interested in that movie. I'm just I
Yeah,
wonder
no,
where it's
I'm
gonna
very
go. I wonder where it's
like
gonna
I saw
go.
that trailer and I'm very interested. Just seeing Morgan Freeman in a movie again too
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
yeah,
Usually, you know, when you like see actors and you're like, "Whoa, they're looking old." You don't think that with Morgan Freeman in the last like 40 years.
right. Yeah, he
He's
just
looked
keeps
the
looking
same.
the
Like
same.
him and Steve Martin, they've looked the same for 40
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
And Martin Short kind of too.
Yeah, they all look the same since they hit the spotlight. That is a good one. I love Florence Pugh. I mean I don't dislike Zach Braff, but I can joke
Yeah.
about him. I can see the
I mean, like
flaws.
it's just mainly Wish I Was Here, and like he kind of like puts a sour taste in my mouth with just that entire thing, and
Yeah.
it's mainly his acting, I guess, like that I just don't. I'm just not into like
Right.
Cheered by the Dozen. That entire like that whole.
I don't want to do that
just-
to myself. I can't watch that one. I don't
I
know.
couldn't finish it. I think
Yeah.
I got I watched it for like an hour and I felt like I watched like the worst sitcom my entire life. I think that he's a better director and writer or better director when he's not in front of the camera, when he's just focusing on like the story and the actors. I think that he actually has something, and this movie looks like that he could actually nail something, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he is, because the trailer is just like it's just a good trailer. So kind of like Cocaine Bear, kind of like all the movies that I've just talked about so far, like just that are on my own that you and I haven't agreed on yet.
Right.
Like they're movies that like I hope that they're good. Like I
Mhm.
like them. I like the cast, and I like I'm just hoping that they're
Everything
good,
on
but
paper, it's just like
everything on
that could
paper,
work.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I still am like, I'm a cynic, so I'm like, this still could be bad.
That's how I feel about this next one too. This next one's kind of like obviously you're gonna say that. It's Wes Anderson's Asteroid City. We
Oh,
haven't
yeah, I
got
forgot about that movie.
we haven't gotten much about this at all except for the cast. This one comes out on June 16th, but the cast is stacked. And now we finally have an actual like synopsis kind of, which is intriguing. But this movie was written by Wes Anderson and Roman Coppola. The Asteroid City is about a team of stargazers see that the world's are going to end, I guess, through an asteroid. And it looks like a period piece because everyone's in really cool costumes. But it's got Margot Robbie, Tom Hanks, Edward Norton, Bryan Cranston, Scarlett Johansson, Steve Carell, Maya Hawke, Willem Dafoe, Adrian Brody, Tony Revolori, Rupert Friend, Tilda Swinton, Jeff Goldblum, Rita Wilson, Sophia Lillis, Matt Dillon, and so many others. Those are just the
Matt Dillon, really?
Yeah, those are just the top billed actors. It's got Liev Schreiber, Jeffrey Wright, Jason Schwartzman.
Oh, Jesus.
A lot of people. A lot of people. But this is what I'm
Yeah.
excited for. Asteroid City. You can never go wrong with Wes Anderson until
You can't forget that Bill Murray's not going to be in it.
What?
Yeah.
Let me redouble.
No, Bill Murray's not in it.
Wow. Is this going to be the first one he's not in?
Yeah. They said that it's because when they were shooting it, he got COVID, but recent news has said other things.
The being mortal.
That's why Steve Carell's in it. Steve Carell's playing the Bill Murray part.
I didn't know that because I didn't remember seeing Steve Carell before, and now he's interesting. Yep. Wow,
it's probably the most like disappointing and sad news.
Wow, I didn't know that actually. I didn't make that connection until now. Wow. Yep. We've talked about that before on the episode, so if you don't know what's going on with Bill Murray, you should be listening to our podcast.
Check it out. Yeah. No, Asteroid City. You know, I was not a big fan of of French Dispatch.
Me neither.
But
I wasn't either. But that doesn't mean he's a bad. Like he makes good movies. Like he makes visual.
Oh, dude, no, he has like Life Aquatic Steve Zissou is still probably
that's one I still have to see.
Movies, and Rushmore as well. Like Rushmore and that movie are just they're masterpieces in my eyes. So his next movie. Listen. The only reason why this movie's on here too.
I'm probably gonna like it. Watch, and you're gonna
it's just because I'm just curious about it. I'm just very curious about it. That's the thing about my list right here. It's like it's more just about curiosity than like me actually thinking I'm gonna like these movies.
Yeah,
but it's the Super Mario movie.
Interesting. Okay,
I know. It's like it's not really anticipated. I'm just like. I like the animation of it so far. Like the two trailers that we got, like I think that they really nailed it with like
it
how
really
beautiful
matches Mario.
I think the animation is really good. The voice casting, on the other hand, who the knows where that's gonna go? But I'm just very curious about it. That's all I really have to say about it. I don't have really much else to say about it.
Yeah, I agree with you in that. Like it was on my list for a second, but then I was like, I mean, I can't pretend to be a Mario, like the biggest Mario Brothers fan. I'm not. I played some games. I played the major games, like, but they're doing like every Mario game. It looks like in this movie, like they're doing like the one where he flies in like a fur costume, which I'm not familiar with. But there looks like they can do so much with the Super Mario Bros.
Mario Kart.
They're doing Mario Kart. Yeah,
they're even doing in the first trailer. They were alluding to Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah,
which is just like
it's a whole spin-off.
such a random ass reference, but like something that like really like. Just watching the trailers for the movie for like I just like it just like brings me back to like once again, I'm not a big fan. I mean, like I'm not a huge Mario follower,
right?
But there's just a lot of things. My aunt is like aunt loves that, and I just grew up with her playing that stuff and me watching her playing it and just watching these trailers. There's so many aspects to it where I'm just like, oh, whoa, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
I don't even know how weird
seeing it in a movie. But it's kind of like I don't want to bring up another Chris Pratt movie, but it's like the Lego movie where they have so much to work with that you don't really know what they're going to do.
So, yeah, exactly.
We'll see.
So I'm just very curious about it. And like it's one of those things like where I couldn't even look you in the eye when I said it because it's a very, very weird choice.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about it.
I think it's funny the discourse between people hating Chris Pratt's voice and people being like Charlie Day, because Charlie Day sounds like Charlie Day, not Luigi.
Oh yeah,
Chris Pratt sounds like Chris Pratt, and everyone's like, "Why does he sound like Chris Pratt?" No one's like, "Why does Luigi sound like Charlie Day?" Because people like Charlie Day's voice.
But I mean, like, I still can't deny like how beautiful the animation is, and I know it's an Illumination movie too, which I'm not a fan of them. But I'm just curious where it's gonna go. And it's definitely a movie that like. I can't help it. Like I want to see it. Like I want to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's on my list, and you know what? I'm so shameful of it. I'm very, very shameful.
This next one, it involves some major de-aging, which is always skeptical.
Ooh.
But this one's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny because James Mangold is an incredible director. If you've seen Logan, incredible. If you've seen anything James Mangold has done, he is not he will never deter from a great visual movie, and I think this movie is going to fall under that as well, Indiana Jones. And it's great that they're not letting Kingdom of the Crystal Skull be the last taste in everyone's mouth. I think they're going to do something really careful and loving with this character in this last movie. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a great accessory. And we're going to find out what happens to Shia LaBeouf's character. So I'm excited to see Indiana Jones' send-off, June 30th.
Yeah, he's definitely going to die.
I think he's going to ride off into a sunset, literally. Like,
yeah,
he has to.
I hope so. I don't know. I hope they don't do what they did in Force Awakens. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm interested. I mean, like, I think that I agree with you. James Mangold is a great director.
Mm-hmm.
So
you'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
We'll see.
This next movie is something that you and I actually recently just talked about, and like, it's funny because once again, I did those monster movie reviews.
Oh yeah.
Totally forgot that I did a review for this movie.
Yeah.
Which is based on Dracula. It's called Reinfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just want to see. I just want to see this movie. The trailer made me laugh. Nicolas Cage's Dracula. What else can I say?
They made this movie really fast because you and I talked about this on an episode of the podcast just like a couple months ago. Maybe it's little, like maybe it was like 10 months ago, maybe now. But there was nothing about it except for the fact that we found out that Nick Cage is playing Dracula, and that was the only thing we really saw. And then we saw the leaked photos, and we were like, "This is going to be awesome." And then the movie ended up being a full blown comedy, which is going to be very exciting. And if you look up, if you've probably seen the trailer, but if you look up interviews, you can find one where it says Nick Cage, where he got his inspiration from for Dracula. Mm-hmm. So look that up. He's got some good inspirations, including Christopher Lee.
Yeah, no, I was definitely thrown off when I watched the trailer. It's like, yeah, no, I thought it was just going to be a random ass drama, like an actual like Dracula adaptation, but this is much better than I could ever hope for.
Yeah. I have a quick theory just from the first trailer that I saw. Ben Schwartz is going to be a way bigger actor in it. I think he's going to end up taking Renfeld's spot as the assistant and swapping them out. And he's like, because he wants to live forever, I feel like. And Renfeld's like, all right, switch places with me by the end. And Renfeld gets to go free Nicholas Hoult. And Ben Schwartz is going to be stuck with Dracula at the end. I think that'd be an interesting movie because there's no way, because they show Ben Schwartz in the trailer getting stabbed with a fork. I'm like, there's no way that's his whole role.
I think Schwartz. I saw you tweeted something about that.
I responded to him. I was like, how does it feel to get stabbed with a fork? And everyone's just liking it. He didn't respond, but it's okay.
Ben Schwartz, come on the podcast.
Yeah. So Renfeld, that's a good one. I'm excited for that one. Yeah. It looks really good. When does that come out? Comes out April 14th this year.
Okay.
So look forward to that. I am. Justin is. We are. So this movie comes out, this next one that I have comes out on the same day currently as Indiana Jones, but I feel like they're going to move it because there's no way it's going to make as much money as Indiana Jones. But this one is one of my favorite books growing up, and this is Harold and the Purple Crayon. I had to put this one on.
Oh, what?
That's coming out this year, expected around the summer. It's expected to come out the same day as Indiana Jones, but Harold and the Purple Crayon is my favorite book growing up. I have I have the whole collection of it in one book. It was what I always read when I was really young to go to sleep by myself when I learned how to read. But I'm interested to see how this is going to go because it's a live action movie with, it's going to be incredibly quirky, really family oriented because it's Zooey Deschanel and Zachary Levi play parents. I mean, you can't go very dark with that, and you can't it's going to be a big family movie. Lil Howry is in it. That's such a hard name to say. But I'm very interested to see what the visuals of this are going to be.
Who's directing that?
It's this guy named Carlos Saldanha. I'm not familiar with the name, but he directed Ferdinand, that Bull movie. He directed
the John Cena.
Yeah, he directed Rio.
I've never seen that movie, but like for some reason I know that.
I remember the
being heavily promoted
for that. Yeah, I was just like, wow. But yeah, okay. So he did Rio 1 and 2 as well, and Ice Age 2, co-director of Robots, and the co-director of the original Ice Age. So he's got some chops of animation. So Harold and the Purple Crayon, live action musical. No, actually, it's not a musical. Fantasy animation.
Yeah, no, that's something that book I remember very, very well. I know they've been talking about doing that movie for years.
Yeah, they have.
That's why it's kind of
going to be like a TV show and stuff, but it's finally coming out.
Nice. This next one is that I got is Barbie.
Barbie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was going to be on my list, but after I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, I know what to expect.
Yeah.
I do.
No,
I kind of do.
I love the Stanley Kubrick reference.
Yeah, that was awesome.
2001: A Space Odyssey with the Barbies smashing. But it's also like a reference to like her doing like Little Women,
Yeah.
like with like the little girls that are smashing them. Like I just so far so good. That's all I'm gonna say, because like also it's just Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach doing this is like the weirdest thing. Man, I just don't know where this is gonna go, but
Right.
I just know that like I'm so very confident that this is gonna be like one of those. It's gonna be like 21 Jump Street, where it's gonna be like one of those things when you first hear about it, it's like this should not be made.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be
it's
gonna be a literal playground, I think, and it's gonna be
Mhm.
so much fun to watch. It's gonna be actors in a playground.
Yeah,
And we're gonna love it.
and I just want a hit for Margot Robbie right now, because people are giving her a lot of for like her box office returns right now.
Yeah.
I feel very, very badly for her.
She's come out with like 3 major movies since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and they've all done very
They
bad.
all bombed. And see, one of them, people keep talking about Birds of Prey, but I mean, like Birds of Prey, it didn't lose that much money.
No, it didn't lose that much money at all.
Like
comparatively,
like
with
compared to like
Yeah.
Amsterdam and like and Babylon, like this year, totally. Like yeah, no, like that. Those movies have lost like a major amount of money.
Yeah.
I actually read something recently. The head of Paramount, they were talking about Babylon. He was like, "We don't care. We got Top Gun Maverick." Like they were like,
Yeah.
they were just like, "We do not give." We just got the highest grossing movie of the year,
and they re-released it 4 times.
Yeah, like we can beat Disney. We're over the moon. And to think Paramount beat Disney is like a
yeah. Yeah, well, Tom Cruise did. Well, let's be honest.
Let's all be honest. You know
Tom Cruise is the real
100% not wrong.
Barbie is a good one though. Yeah, I'm gonna love that one. But I have a feeling that I'm gonna compare it to Life Size with Tara Banks and Lindsay Lohan. To be honest, I honestly think it's gonna be Barbie going out into the real world, and it's gonna be like something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm very curious.
I mean, it can still be good. I think that's
I don't know. Like that's what I would assume that it's gonna be, but I think that because
that's the safe bet, huh?
Yeah, I think that's what everybody thinks that the movie's gonna be, and like just seeing the trailer, especially, I'm just like, I don't know. I legit don't know what this movie's gonna be. It's one of those things. It's one of those curious cases right there that you just want to know more, and it's more just like the talent of like the creative talent of it, like Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, to think of them doing a high like concept Hollywood movie is just insane to me.
Yeah, good for them though. They deserve
it. We'll see where that goes.
So my second to last one is an intense one from my favorite director. He's one of my favorite directors. Is David Fincher. It's The Killer, and it stars It stars Michael Fassbender and Tilda Swinton. It's based on a book, I believe, or a graphic novel called The Killer, and it's about, I think we've talked about it in a previous episode, but it's about an assassin who begins to psychologically crack as he develops a conscience. And so it's about him not wanting to kill anymore, and it's a David Fincher movie, so you know it's going to be dark as hell, and it looks super cool.
Dark as hell.
It'd be super intense, because you know it's Michael Fassbender. It'd be great. It comes out in November, so I'm excited for that. They just started to release some footage of it with Netflix, because it's a Netflix movie, so we'll see.
Nice. I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, they released like 5 seconds of footage and saying The Killer, Netflix, David Fincher, on like the early, like what's coming out on Netflix this year.
So my next one is a movie I like. It was, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to come out last year, and it's been like there's like these stills for it that have been going on for a little bit. But it's the Martin Scorsese movie.
Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon.
That's the one.
That was on my list, but I took it off because I'm like, obviously I'm gonna like this movie. And I don't know. There's a couple reasons why I took it off. Yeah,
but it's Martin Scorsese's latest movie.
Apple TV bought it.
Apple TV, motherfucking Apple TV. But it's Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, two of his his main go-tos are teaming up for the very first time, which I think is very interesting. But also, Brendan Fraser's in it.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser, Jesse Plemons, a lot of people.
Yeah,
Even
there's a lot of
even
people in it.
even musicians like Sturgill Simpson and Jack White from the White Stripes is in it. They all,
Well,
like
that's weird.
there's a couple like very interested to see what happens. And I
Yeah.
think it's based on a true story, which is based on a novel,
Yeah, I
which
don't know too
is
much of it. I don't, but I just think that it's
yeah.
I just think it's very interesting to have Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Robert De Niro like all in the same. But there's like I feel like that still image of him just sitting in that chair has been going around for at least a couple of
Yes,
years.
yes, it has for
So
like
that's why like
2 or 3 years.
I'm not sure like why that they're pushing it so
It's
pushing it so much.
it's
It
a
originally
important
was an
movie.
Apple
It's an
TV
important
movie.
no, it wasn't. No, they won a huge bidding war for it.
Yeah.
Like everyone was bidding on it. I think that's also why it took so long because everyone was trying to get their hands on it and be a part
Yeah.
of it. And so it's a
Hmm.
very very big story of history, and I'm very excited that the story is being told by Martin Scorsese, someone
Yeah.
huge. I'm excited to see what he does with it. Yeah, that's a really
Hey,
good one.
you gotta like the Scorsese's.
Oh yeah,
Good old Scorsese's.
definitely. And like you said, Brendan Fraser. That's a good one though. I really like that one, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, man.
I had it on my list until I did a little more research, and this was like one that I'm really, 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 really looking forward to. This is my last movie. There is no official release date, so I'm just crossing my fingers that it comes out this year, 2023. It was announced, I believe, in 2021, and they filmed it last year, so it probably will be done by summer of this year, hopefully. But this is Rudy Mancuso, who's an online persona, Viner guy, like whatever. He's a musician. He's making a movie called Musica with Amazon Movies, and a few other people. But Camila Mendez signed on, and it's a musical about it says follows a young man plagued by music in his head who has to come to terms with the uncertain future while balancing love, family, and a Brazilian culture in New Jersey. So I think having that, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of like Tick Tick Boom
Mm,
and a little bit of what Rudy Mancuso's life is like. So I think it's
hmm.
going to be a little blend of that because of the music in his head aspect. And if you know who Rudy Mancuso is, look him up on Instagram. He's done some incredible live shows. He does some really really cool music and visual stuff with just like everything that he does. So I'm really excited to see what he comes up with as his first movie called Musica, which Amazon bought. And I
Okay.
can't Camila Mendez is like one of my biggest celebrity crushes. So
Yeah.
and now they're dating. Rudy Mancuso and Camila Mendez are dating, and those are like my two favorite people, and I'm super upset. I don't normally get upset about that stuff, but it's like that's crazy. Like two of one of my favorite people in the industry ended up being together. I'm happy for them. I don't normally get all like giddy, but like good for them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't even heard of that, so I'm very like that's
Yeah, hopefully it gets a lot of press. I mean, it's coming through Amazon, so hopefully they do something cool with it. No.
so like my this is my last pick, and this is probably like I said, the Spider-Man movie,
Right.
Across the Spider-Verse is my number one. But after seeing the trailer for this movie, this is like a trailer that I've watched plenty of times now.
Hmm.
It's a movie I just can't stop thinking about.
Wait. Okay, so the trailer's out and you're watching it a lot.
Hmm. I'm sure
Mm.
you can guess it. It just came out not too long ago. Has like a very well-known actor.
Is it Bo is Afraid?
That's the one.
Okay.
That is the ticket.
All right. Yeah, that's Joaquin Phoenix and Ari Aster, A24.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Hereditary director and Joaquin
It
Phoenix.
doesn't look
And
like though. It doesn't look like Midsummer or Hereditary.
well,
It's
see, that's what I
drastically
loved about
different.
it.
Yeah,
I loved the like the first
kind of
few
remind.
seconds of the
Yeah,
trailer is very much like all like horror. Like
yeah.
it's like the mom like saying that she
It's
loves her
very
kid.
very discombobulated. Actually, I had no idea what
Yeah,
was going on in the trailer.
exactly. I think that's why I'm just like obsessed with it so much. And it's also just like one of those movies where uh the script was talked about so many times like
Yeah,
years ago,
yeah.
and the script was like available for like anybody to read. And I think I had it like downloaded on my phone, but I just never read it because I
Yeah.
was just like I like her, I love her, I really really like Hereditary.
You're a dumb person if you say you love it, man.
But Midsummer I do not like. I thought
Okay.
Midsummer was just a waste of time.
Hmm.
But so I heard about that script. It's like one of those things that I just like downloaded. I just never
And
got
back
into
then,
it.
back then it was called Disappointment Boulevard still, right?
No, no, it was called Beau's Afraid because it was
Oh, okay.
based off of a short film too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in
Okay.
the short film you
So
can.
yeah, the first time I heard about it was called Disappointment Boulevard, and that was when you
Yeah,
and I were talking about it.
yeah.
And the things that I heard about it was that it seemed unfilmable, that the first cut was like
Hmm.
4.5 hours,
Hmm.
and that Ari Aster refused to cut it. And then he came out with this trailer, and it looks very Michel Gondry, like
Yeah.
very like it looks like a makeshift set, like,
Yeah.
but it's
When you
also
go
like
when
it's
you
not
go
easy to do.
on yeah, when you go on Reddit, some of those movies right now I'm like so obsessed with them like on Reddit, which I'm very 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 rare of me.
Right.
But like the things that people are talking about with like the script and saying like it's so unfilmable, like just it's one of those things where like okay, I don't want to be spoiled, but I
Right.
want to know what it is. And
Yeah.
then you hear about it, it's like, well, how the are they gonna do that?
Yeah.
And I'm just super excited, and also the just the music in the trailer and just Joaquin Phoenix like and the makeup,
It
just
looks weird,
there's
yeah.
just a lot of things about the movie that I'm just like I'm so like I'm so into it,
Yeah, and
like I'm so
I've
curious what's
only
gonna
heard
happen.
insane things from the production aspect of it too. Like there's this guy who's been working for a long time. I can't remember his name, but he's not an American actor, but he talked about his experience with Ari Aster and how even people who didn't work on that day would show up just to see how he was going to do a certain scene. People would
That's
show
awesome.
up and they're like, "How is this going to look?" And then they would all watch him in awe by making the most incredible shot they've ever seen out of something they
Mhm.
never thought he could. So yeah, this one is very interesting. I was very confused by the trailer because it was not was what I was expecting at all. I was
Same.
expecting a dark horror movie because it was called Disappointment Boulevard, and it was about supposedly about a writer who loses his mind, and it takes place over like 60 or 70 years, I heard. But from that trailer, I have no idea what to expect anymore. It
We'll see
seems
the short film that it's
bizarre.
based off of is it's this guy who's mentally definitely not there,
Hmm.
and he's gonna go visit his mom, and right before he's about to go visit his mom, he leaves his keys in the door for a second, and then he like goes to do something, and somebody takes his keys, and so that like sets him off on like this journey to find his keys so he can go see his mom.
Wow.
And it's a but the short film, like from like what I remember from it, is like it's
Is the short film by Ari Aster?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very scary though. Like it's not funny. Like
Yeah.
it's like the ideas are like funny, but like the trailer though, there's a lot of things like the part where
It's probably like the only thing they can show in the trailer. Probably it's probably gonna be a dark movie. Like
oh yeah, one
it's
hundred
Ari
percent.
Aster.
Yeah, 100%. But I just love that part where he's in Nathan Lane. Come on, dude. Like
Yeah.
the just the cast is just like amazing to me. But the part where like he like wakes up in that bed and uh the girl from the office, I can't remember her name, but she's like, I hit you with my car, and he just like the camera just pans him, he's just like, what? Like he just does
Yeah. He's just
and
like, what is going on?
the
Yeah.
entire trailer, I was like, I've watched it so many times because I'm just like, I want to know
It
how
like
this is gonna end.
yeah.
Like,
Most of that
because
trailer looks like the North Pole from Elf. Like all
yeah,
of it, it looks like it looks like it looks so out of place for a human being to be there. But Ari Aster is doing something really cool visually with that. Yeah. I think
yeah.
that's a great number 10.
That's probably my that's the one I'm most excited about, besides the Spider-Man in the Across the Spider-Verse, just because yeah, that first movie made me cry.
So those are our lists of the most anticipated 2023. That happened so fast.
We did it.
We did it, guys. I gotta say I'm a little disappointed in you though, because you said Super Mario Bros. But we'll move past it.
I'm
I'm just
disappointed
kidding.
in
I'm just
myself.
kidding.
No, I'm
uh,
I'm disappointed in myself. It's more I feel like I didn't do like an anticipated list. I feel like I just did like a I'm this is the most curious I've been.
yes, these are my biggest questions. You
Yeah,
said
this is my biggest questions of 2023.
those are just the ones that are announced. Maybe there'll be a trailer that comes out in a couple months, and we're like, holy
Hmm.
crap, we got to see that. I don't know. There's a few things. We'll
Yeah.
talk about movie news that are announced next week when we get back to our regularly scheduled program. I hate saying that word. Can you say regularly? Regularly.
Regular,
Regularly.
regular, no, regular,
Spell it out. Regular.
regularly,
Regular.
regularly.
Just make it a name. His name is Regular Lee.
Yeah, no, this is my son. His name is Regular, but his last name is Lee.
Exactly. It sounds like a Star Wars name. This is regular. Wow, I'm saying that word too much. It's like saying bowl, bowl, bowl,
Right.
bowl. It sounds weird now. Welcome to History of Popcorn podcast, huh?
Right.
Your words start to sound strange. Yeah, that was our episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Right?
Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
so too.
I really hope so. Let us know
I-
what movies you guys are
I
excited.
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. I enjoy conversations like this. But yeah, so yeah, we'll be going back to movie news next week. Thank you guys for bearing with us for these special episodes. We are on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, just about anywhere you stream podcasts. We are there, including Audible. You want to listen to books and listen to our podcast? You can, because we're on
Ooh.
Audible.
Aw.
We have visual episodes on YouTube, so if you want to see our faces, or if you don't know who we're talking about, sometimes we put a picture up. So subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Twitter or Instagram to see when we have new episodes. Follow us on social media individually to know when Justin's doing stand up or when I'm watching a movie. I don't know. I don't really do that much public outings, but yeah. Let us know what you guys are watching and what you're looking forward to this year. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad I know your top 10 now. I feel like I know you a little bit better, Justin.
I feel like you're gonna hold the Super Mario's thing over my head for a long time.
Yeah.